Hey guys, day 2. Well, actually, I guess day 1 of the course. Today is Sunday. We're on our way for the orientation. So it starts at 5, goes till 6:30, and we get to buy tools.
Arriving at address 873 on right.
Oh, right there that you're almost gonna go past.
Entrance next right.
So, next right. That's where it is.
And now we're in like this giant... Oh yeah, where the timber frame is.
Oh, yeah.
You think I could just go down the shoulder?
No.
Legally?
I don't think
But
that's
what
a
about
good
illegally?
idea.
Unlawfully. Alright, here we go.
Ready? Rip it, Chewy.
Buy or love the timber frame.
It's really pretty. Okay, here we are. Woo! At the Shelter Institute! Ooh, spooky.
Design, build, shelter tools.
Institute classes. Gates open, that's a good sign.
Hey guys! So we are back from our first day for the orientation thing. We didn't film much there today. Film, is that even a word? Video. We didn't do much of that today just because there were so many people there. It's just easier this way. And you didn't really miss much. Today was more about, so we had to get registered and then we had to...
Just learned about all the tools. He just walked us through each tool, how it works, which ones they recommend best, and kind of outlined how the course will work and flow, and then did introductions so you met everyone else in the class.
Yeah, kind of where they're from, and we definitely need to give a little shout out to Pure Living for Life.
Whoa! It was amazing!
Out of, what was there? I think there was 19 people in the class.
Yeah.
And I think, so when
At
you're
least-
going, yeah.
At
yeah,
least
19 or
6
20.
people,
yeah,
as
at
they
least
went
6,
around,
yeah.
were like, oh, yeah, you know, from the YouTube video, Pure Living for Life, and then once one person said it, there were like
Yeah,
so
it was
many more that
hilarious.
were like, from, yeah, the YouTube channel, and it was kind of mind-blowing, because, like, I don't know,
Yeah.
we watch you and think, oh, it's a big thing,
it's
but
kinda funny, yeah.
when you see the ripple effect of
How many people?
what going out there and kind of doing the labor of love of recording stuff and putting together, because we know that that's tireless and sometimes gets judged and commented on.
yeah.
It can be exhausting, and probably many times when you're trying to bust your hump to build and do your projects and do the video,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's times where you question it, but hey, you're making
Yeah,
some
you're
people
doing good.
think about things and inspire them. It's pretty cool.
And it was fun to hear Blueberry. She's one of the ladies in the office. It was fun to hear Blueberry talking about how they're heading up to Pure Living for Life to help them with their to do their timber frame, help them with some of that stuff. So that was fun.
Yeah, they seem pretty excited.
Yeah, yeah. So
Kirk's been shopping!
yeah, yay! Show ya. Okay, so way back when we when we were going to do a timber frame course, it was one of those. Sorry, it was one of those like, should we buy? Oh man, the lighting is horrible. There we go. It was one of those, should we buy some timber frame, like some new tools, or do you go and try to pick up some of the something older that somebody else has used, knowing that it's good quality? So yeah, we found an estate sale, and it was a boat builder or something like that. So he had a bunch of chisels. So I picked them up. They're definitely well used, but I'm gonna bring them in tomorrow, and we're gonna talk to Pat. And see his take on it. So we may be buying a couple of new ones if these ones won't do. But I'll show you what I got. Oh, and my sheaths, awesome. So everything is, we didn't have any sheaths, so I actually just wrapped them. Now you can hold it. I actually just wrapped them in cardboard and duct tape. So we have, basically I think what we have here is a 1-inch chisel. I think it's a 1 inch. And a 1.5-inch chisel. Oh, this one's rough.
Not it on sharpening.
Yeah. And then we have some like really tiny ones that probably won't even be used, but and then a corner chisel, which I think is a way of cheating in the timber framing world. But then we have, I think this is a slick. It looks like a 1.5 inch. Then we also have this old time mallet. We're not sure how that'll go, but we did pick up something else. Yeah, and then we just have like measuring tapes, things like that we're gonna need. But then we got to buy some new tools, and these are very exciting. So we got the highly recommended Zorin. This is a Japanese draw saw.
Why didn't you put the guard back on her?
That's just so the people shopping don't cut themselves. Then we got the, we picked up a 30-ounce mallet, just because we're not sure how this one's gonna go. They're both the same weight though. But these ones they got like a urethane finish on it, so it's gonna be easier on the end of your tools. Like they were saying in the course, you know, you're using the end grain, pounding the end grain of one tool onto the end grain of another one, and eventually they're both gonna kind of give out. So this makes that a little bit easier. They'll last longer. What else do we get? We got basically 3 sharpening stones. One is like a 250 grit, and then this one is a combination one. This one is a 1000 and a 4000 grit. So starting on Tuesday, I think it is. Yeah, 2 different grits. Starting on Tuesday, we start sharpening the tools. Even if you were to buy a brand new chisel, one of their brand new ones that they sell, they really highly recommend the stuff that they're selling. Even buying those, you're still spending 4 hours sharpening, because apparently right off the shelf is not sharp compared to what they're going to be before we start using them. What else did we buy? Oh, and the other thing we bought was a marking knife. We had other knives that we were going to use for marking, but when he was describing the way that these ones work with the bevel, as you're running it along a straight edge, because the blade is beveled, it pulls itself into the straight edge instead of away from it. If you've ever used like an X-Acto knife, which is what I was going to use, as you cut, sometimes it drifts. So by using a marking knife that follows to the straight edge, like your carpenter square, it'll make a much straighter, perfect line. And they are, when you buy them, you have to buy either the left-handed or the right-handed, depending on what you are. Oh, and they use marking knives instead of pencils because it gives you like a razor sharp guide, or a razor sharp line, as opposed to the pencil width and all that kind of stuff. So they recommend that. And then the only other thing we got was the sharpening stone.
No, that's a honing guide.
The honing guide. Never used it before. They're going to show us how to set it all up and use it. But apparently come Tuesday, we spend like 4 hours sharpening all the chisels. So looking forward to that. Tomorrow morning, 8:30, we're back. We start by doing some drafting. I guess the 24 by 24 foot structure. We all kind of draft it up. We all do a copy of it just so we're all, we kind of know what's going on. Yeah, what's that?
So we all know it intimately.
Yes, know it intimately. And then we do the cutting. So we're gonna, in the afternoon, we're cutting up the beams to length, squaring up the ends. That evening we have a cookout. That's awesome. So get to hang around and
go for a walk in the forest.
Yeah. So yeah, Pat is the owner, the father. It's a family-run business. He's a 72-year-old guy now that still makes timber frames, and so at our cookout, he's going to make us. We're going to walk through the forest, and I'm sure he's got lots of stories to tell. So we're looking forward to that. But more about that tomorrow. Until then, have a good one.